Palantir stock is absolutely crashing, and I see investors who are getting nervous, and it's not surprising. Even at $180, $190, $200 per share, there were many investors and even analysts who were bullish on the stock of this company, rating it at buy and even buying it themselves. If we open, for example, a valuation tab right now, we would see that even after the drop, the fears and everything that's happening, the average price target of Palantir is at about $195, with highest target at $260 per share and the lowest at around $70 per share. Now we have some of the newer price targets from the end of March, with mostly analysts either maintaining their ratings or even increasing them. And here we see this major disconnect between what the market believed and what is actually happening with Palantir stock. At the same time, as a shareholder, a long-time shareholder myself, I am not really panicking at the moment, because I, for myself, found a real reason for why Palantir stock is crashing, and today I will share this reason with you. I don't think this reason is actually a good explanation for why Palantir stock should actually go down. I think it would be a good reason for Palantir stock to go up, and I'll talk about this today as well. If you will find this information useful, valuable, don't forget to support this channel by pressing a like button and subscribing. This way, more people will see what I am here about to say about Palantir, and hopefully more people will feel calmer about their positions. So if we take a look at the graph of the S&P 500 in 2026, or year to date, we would see that the S&P had mostly been flat. And yes, even with all of the fears, with the war, with surge in oil prices, and basically with this huge mess which is happening right now, S&P basically didn't go anywhere in 2026, which is probably good. It could have been so much worse, and the market pretty much holds up. But not Palantir. Palantir stock had went down by about 27% in the same time frame, and if we will add to this graph the movement of tech software ETF, we would see the exact same performance as we see for Palantir. Meaning Palantir doesn't move as a result of the war or of the S&P 500 drop. It actually moves down and crashes together with the software sector, and this is something that we are already seeing for pretty long time already. Throughout 2025 and in 2026 especially, software stocks simply plunge because investors are afraid of AI and what it would do to the software companies. This actually even has a term of SaaS-pocalypse, and people discuss it a lot. I also have a couple of articles on Seeking Alpha, you can go and check them out. I talk about best software picks, and by the way, I think software now is one of the hottest industries to invest, and there I explain why this sell-off has been an internally inconsistent, the term which not I made up, but actually a senior analyst from the Bank of America, and I very much agree with this conclusion. Long story short, just for the people who don't understand what is happening, is that software stocks go down because people are afraid that AI will replace workers, and the customers of the software firms will not need to get as much tiers from or seats from the software companies because there will be no workers to actually use those seats. As a result, the market is afraid that the revenue of the software companies will go down. Now, what is the problem? Why I say that this is internally inconsistent is that, if you remember, we also go through major AI fears. So basically, you have on one hand people, the market, who is afraid of AI to the extent that they actually believe AI will be so huge and so good it will replace the workers. As a result, software companies will not have their revenues. But simultaneously, they are actually afraid that AI will not prove to be as successful as companies and hyperscalers hope it will be. So they sell them off for the large capex because they say that that capex will not prove to be a smart investment. Here we see a real huge break in the logic of the market, which me and you can benefit from if we know how to invest in this current situation. I believe the whole situation with Palantir is even more ridiculous because Palantir actually benefits from AI. Palantir is the only company in the world who not only monetizes AI, but also does it very successfully. It has incredible financial metrics. It has incredible level of operating cash flow. It has an incredible level of return on invested capital. The company is sound on so many levels, and this is kind of funny that people believe AI will be strong and huge, but at the same time they sell off Palantir. I know that part of that reason is the Anthropic and everything that happened with it, because on back of Anthropic news, Palantir crashed about 8%. Now, there are already many news, not from me, but from people who actually went and talked to clients of Palantir. They made a real market research. Those are large analyst firms who have way bigger resources than me and you do, and they say that while it is possible that Anthropic can do a part of work what Palantir does, and it is possible that Claude will be able to partly recreate some of the processes, they are very far away from what Palantir has. Palantir doesn't only has the mapping, but its mapping is actually so advanced. They have like kind of recreating of organization in digital, connecting all of the objects, all of the data points together inside there, and there they can implement their AI to make the decisions and to actually see the outcome of the decisions. This is an extremely sophisticated platform. This is not an easy LLM model. This is not something you can easily train or replicate. And speaking to the customers of Palantir, no one had actually said that there is any solution on the market which could even partially offset Palantir at the moment. I personally trust customers and large analyst firms way more in this than some of the words of people who are interested in pumping Anthropic. At the same time, I want to talk about the valuation and to acknowledge the fact that Palantir stock was really expensive. Even if we take a look at the growth that Palantir presents right now and the projected growth both of the revenues and earnings per share, Palantir stock still was too expensive, even for all of the metrics it pulls, and even looking at the future and what we expect from this company. So of course, as a result, the stock of this company dropped, and it was expected for the stock to go down a lot if something happens with the market, if fears intensify. Right now, the stock of this company had actually went down drastically from its highs, from the levels where the stock had been only a couple of months ago. So if we open price to earnings ratio on the forward basis, we would see that it was way above 240 times, and right now it is below 100. Price to earnings, we could argue it could be not the best way to evaluate Palantir, because this is a company which invests so much money in growth, and probably it will be growing a lot. If Palantir stock will be growing instead of 40% in the next couple of years at 60%, this valuation will prove to be low. If it will be growing at 20%, if something happens, if it slightly doesn't get to the level where it was a couple of percentage points, but a few years in a row, this valuation could actually prove to be expensive in a couple of years from now. Just remember this when you look at companies like that. At the same time, if we assume that Palantir performs as the market expects it to perform, then this valuation multiple can prove to be way lower than it's supposed to be. By the way, the last time we saw valuation multiple for Palantir like that was back at the beginning of 2025, when the stock of this company was at about $70-80 per share. Back then, the valuation was pretty much the same. If you are expecting Palantir to go to $70 per share right now, and you expect it to be at the same valuation level as it was a year ago, this is not right. This is a wrong way to look at things, because I see many comments, people say, I will buy Palantir for $70. Buying for $70 a year ago and buying it for $130 today, this is the same thing. If you will actually be able to catch Palantir in a month from now for $70 per share, I believe the price to earnings ratio will fall way below this, probably reaching the lowest level we've seen this company be from 2024 and even before that. So make a decision by yourself. You can probably decide whether this scenario is possible or impossible for the stock. I will not discuss the fact of why the US president suddenly decided to take a part in the fate of Palantir. There could have been so many legal and illegal reasons for why the US president would do such a thing. So once again, this thing is for you to decide, and everything that happens with Palantir stock as a result of this piece of news is also on you to decide. Don't forget to support this channel by pressing a like button and subscribing. I will see you on our channel next time. Happy investing!